welcome to Rocksteady Studios in the very first episode of Arkham Insider. This is your opportunity to join the team at Rocksteady as we close out creation of Batman Arkham Knight.
This is our final milestone for Arkham Knight. Everyone's worked so hard this month, and every month we have a milestone, and every month we say thank you to our team for working so hard. One of the ways we do that is that I cook everyone breakfast. Where do you want them? Anywhere? Yep. Sure? I haven't killed anyone yet.
So right here, right now, at Rocksteady Studios, we're going to take a deep dive into the All Who Follow You trailer. I'm joined by Martin and Adam on the world's most comfortable couch. And we're going to be giving you guys some Rocksteady insight into this trailer, shot by shot, frame by frame. Let's have a look. Commissioner Gordon has been there with Batman right from the opening scenes of Batman Arkham Asylum. A lot has changed for those two over the course of the trilogy. What's it been like writing for Commissioner Gordon in Batman Arkham Knight?
So the great thing about writing for Gordon in Arkham Knight is we have this dynamic of character relationships between Gordon, his daughter Barbara, who works for Batman as Oracle. Yeah. There's an interesting sort of triangular relationship there.
Because Gordon doesn't know that his daughter is working on the sly for Batman.
Absolutely.
So there's deceit and deception going on.
So there's deceit and deception. Obviously Gordon's one of Batman's oldest allies, but there's this secret between them. Batman's been working with Oracle for some time now. That all comes to a head in Arkham Knight.
Good, let's go.
The people of Gotham need you.
What's it like creating a scene like this where you've got Batman on the deck, Scarecrow is completely dominating him in this scene? Is this a mocap scenario? How would you go about creating something like this?
So one of the great things about Rocksteady is we've got our own in-house mocap studio, which means we can shoot and direct shots like this. We can get direct feedback and put Batman in the suit. I can be in a mocap suit, which is this super tight thing, everything's on show, and I can get me put on a Batman rig and I can run around as Batman like instantly. It's a really good tool.
Because the connection between Scarecrow and Batman here, like if Batman was on his feet, this would just be a one-hit scenario, but directing a shot like this to kind of get these very unusual emotional connections between these characters, I mean, there just must be so much work that goes into creating just a shot like this, and the game is full of them.
Absolutely, yeah. And you want a low shot. You want to feel like Scarecrow is this imposing presence. You know, he's the guy who's in charge of the whole show here. You know, he's the puppet master.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
You will bring death to all who follow you.
And so these are the allies. These are the individuals who have chosen to team up with Batman when they know the stakes are high. They know they're putting their lives on the line by associating with him. We've got this amazing connection between not just the allies as a group, as the Bat family, but also teaming up in combat. We see dual play here, this new feature that we've been talking about recently. From a narrative perspective, what's it like when you've got gameplay and the story just so tightly intertwined like that, Martin?
Yeah, it's fantastic now that we're able to bring these ally characters into the gameplay alongside Batman. You can seamlessly switch between the two characters, whether it's Nightwing, Robin, Catwoman. It's fantastic because you're able to build these relationships not just in the cinematic sequences, but right through the gameplay, through every aspect of the game.
You can do some really cool stuff. You can start a beatdown on a thug as one character, change to the other character. The AI guy finishes the beatdown off because you might have seen that there's a thug who's picked up a weapon, he's become a higher priority target, and you can go and take that guy down.
Boom! Let's see some more of that action. Oh, the Batwing, come on. This is something that I'm personally incredibly excited about. We saw Lucius Fox before, and the way that he supports Batman, I think, is just so different to all of these other characters in that he's got this R&D machine behind him, and he's just pumping Batman with new gadgetry, new information, and the Batwing delivering that to the Batmobile in the field, upgrading the Batmobile the way that Batman needs it. It just looks so beautiful, right? The design aesthetic, the connection, the cohesiveness between the design of the Batmobile, the design of the Batwing, and then the design of Batman's new suit. They really feel like they've all come from the same person at the same time, thinking about this completely new offensive arsenal that Batman has. We see here for the first time, Azrael is back in Arkham Knight. At the end of Batman Arkham City, he laid down the prophecy that dark days were coming, and now dark days are here for sure. What is going on with Azrael? What is this prophecy all about?
So obviously he appeared at the end of Arkham City, he's laid down this prophecy, and now it's coming to fruition. You can see the city's in ruins, the villains have taken over.
Flaming bat signal, come on, it says it all! Was that your concept, or did you work with the concept guys to come up with that? Because
we worked with the concept guys.
The lines that you write and these visuals, they just.
See, the bat symbol is the way that he gets Batman's attention in Arkham Knight. When you meet him, you'll learn that he sees himself as Gotham's new protector, the new guardian. He sees that Gotham needs a new kind of justice, but obviously Batman's not ready to give up the cowl. And it's really up to Batman over the course of the story to figure out whether this guy is friend or foe, whether his motives align with his own.
And so the Arkham Knight himself, I mean, this really is such a significant game changer for Batman. This massive military force that he commands really does force Batman to unleash the Batmobile in every respect, right? I mean, the Batmobile as a pursuit vehicle is one thing, but in battle mode, it really is the answer to all of these military units that the Arkham Knight has under his control.
And that's it, and Arkham Knight is just one of many villains that are in the city. You know, the whole city's been completely, turned upside down. Scarecrow's in charge of even the Arkham Knight. The Arkham Knight has his own agenda, he's got his own plans, but Scarecrow's this kind of puppet master sort of pulling the strings all over the place. But Batman really needs all of his allies together to be able to overcome one of his toughest challenges.
And a completely original and new character in the Arkhamverse. What was it like writing a completely new character from scratch with no history whatsoever?
Well, it was a great opportunity for us to really build on the Arkham lore and create our own original character for the first time. As you can see here, he's one of Batman's biggest challenges yet. He's this incredibly powerful militaristic leader. He's got a whole army backing him up. Batman's going to need all of his allies along with the Batmobile to take this guy down. You can see he's mimicking Batman's batsuit here. There's obviously some kind of personal agenda to this. The way he's styled himself, the way he's taken over the city. It's been a fantastic and challenging time writing this guy, but we've had great fun doing it.
Looks awesome. Let's go right through to the end.
Before this night is through, that fire will consume you.
I love this shot, so good.
That is badass, isn't it? Dual play in Predator scenarios as well. This is what you were talking about before, Adam. The Batmobile in action in battle mode. It's so hot. It is so hot.
More dual play.
This is you, right? This is one of your shots, Adam.
One of my favourites.
And Catwoman ripping heads off robots. What's the connection there between Catwoman and Riddler?
So Riddler's, you can see there, he's developed this robot army to defeat Batman. He's realised it's going to take more than just brains. He's going to need to match him with brawn as well.
Typical Riddler style. I love it.
Absolutely. He's designed, built, programmed this entire robot army to take down Batman.
And Catwoman just rips their heads off. That's her answer to that.
Absolutely.
And the three men at the end, Batman, Robin, and Nightwing, looking over the city that they are sworn to protect, knowing that they are in a serious high-stakes fight here. Martin, Adam, thank you so much for that seriously profound insight into the All Who Follow You trailer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. It is seriously hot in here. We'll see you soon. Now, we have had a boatload of questions from the Arkham community and Batman fans out there. So to give you guys the lowdown on the top 5 questions that we've chosen, I've invited Ian Ball, the lead designer here at Rocksteady Studios, to give you the lowdown on everything about Batman Arkham Knight. Ian, you're under extreme pressure as we're closing out the project. How are you feeling?
We're in the final days and it's going like crazy out there.
It's hot dang, right?
It is. We're so busy.
Have you got time for 5 quick ones?
5 quick ones only.
Here we go. Question number 1 from Lelek PL. Can you take out tanks without using the Batmobile?
Yes, you can. Batman's got a gadget called the Disruptor, which you can upgrade. It allows him to take aim and shoot at these tanks with his Disruptor rifle, which sabotages their firing mechanism. So when they spot Batman and go to shoot him, they explode.
Self-destruction.
Self-destruction.
Love it. Question number 2 comes in from Bat Frenzy. You ready?
I'm ready.
I heard in an interview a long time ago that there was new uses for quick-fire gadgets and the Batclaw in free-flow combat. Is that true?
It is. One of the things you can do when entering combat, you're gliding in, you see the enemies down below, and you can swoop in firing gadgets while gliding.
Sweet.
The batarangs, the freeze grenades, the remote electric charge, and also explosive gel. And then when you land, you can even fire or pre-aim the Batclaw to pull the last guy in and give him a big old clothesline.
So you're kind of setting up the fight and then landing the first punch.
And then flowing straight into the combat.
Come on, that is hot. Dang. Third question comes in from Shawnee70. Can we get to skin up from the very start of the game, or do we need to play through once to unlock extra skins?
You can skin up straight away.
Right from the off. Shawnee, you heard it first. Question number 4 comes in from Carson_S. Will there be loading screens when entering interiors from exterior environments?
I've not seen any loading screens while I've been playing the game. It's totally seamless.
This is what the technical guys have been working on for the last 4 years, right? Extreme streaming to make sure the entire experience is completely straightforward, no transitions, no loading screens, nothing at all. Gotham City is yours.
Seamless streaming.
Oh, it's hot. Final question comes in from The Batman 26. Will there be challenge maps or challenge modes for the Batmobile?
There's a variety of challenge modes for the Batmobile. You've got the tank combat, where you take on the militia forces.
Nice.
You've got the racing challenges, where you're driving through the streets trying to get the best time, and you've also got the relay races.
Ian, thanks for your time. You've got to get back to work.
I've got to go.
Go. So Ian has had to bail and get back in the studio to join the rest of the team, who are all working like crazy, burning the midnight oil in order to finish out Batman Arkham Knight for launch on June 23. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted questions. Those top 5 guys are going to be receiving an exclusive Arkham t-shirt from us to show our appreciation. But please keep those questions coming. We will do all we can to answer as many as we can in future episodes of Arkham Insider. Now, for Arkham fans right here in the UK, you guys have got an opportunity to see the Batmobile for real at the MCM London Comic Con. Get down there, check it out, stealing the show in battle mode. You are going to love it. That's all we've got time for on Arkham Insider. We will see you on the next episode, but in the meantime, be the Batman. Welcome to Rocksteady Studios and episode 2 of Arkham Insider. Last time we flirted with the all-new feature, Dual Play. But this time we're going to take you on a Dual Play buffet. And for dessert, we're taking video questions from an Arkham superfan. We are back on the world's most comfortable couch, and I'm joined here by Tim Hannigan, the lead AI programmer at Rocksteady Studios. Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Good. It's been a tough project, right?
It has been a tough project, but we're nearly there.
Close to the end. I can smell it. Smell the finish line.
It's just around the corner.
Now, we showed a little bit of Dual Play in the All Who Follow You trailer. I promised everyone an all-you-can-eat smorgasbord of Dual Play, and I'm hoping you're the chef who can take us there.
Yeah, I shall do my best, thanks.
Talk us through where we're at and what we're doing.
So what we're seeing here is Batman and Nightwing. They're going to team up. They've been tracking down Penguin. He's got these weapon caches throughout the city. So he's got these locations. He's hiding weapons. He's stockpiling weapons. He's kind of supplying the weaponry to the other people in Gotham City.
Okay.
And you and Nightwing have teamed up to try and track him down. So you as Batman are going to try and infiltrate and join up with Nightwing inside the cache to take out the enemy.
And we make a classic Batman entry straight through the ceiling and then seamlessly straight into combat.
As always, straight into combat. So obviously the big goal with our combat system is always to go straight into combat and to be seamless once you're there.
And then talk us through what happens from here in the context of Dual Play.
So from here, you're both fighting at the same time. The AI is taking control of the character you are not controlling.
Cool.
At any point, as Batman, for example, you can switch to Nightwing, and the AI will switch to take control of the other character. If you're building your combo with Batman and you see that there's an enemy over by Nightwing you want to take out, you can switch to Nightwing, you'll keep your combo. If you've got your special charged up, you can instantly use your super combo takedown on that thug.
Super combo takedown, and that's these sort of epic takedown moments where both characters team up for a complete KO on that thug.
Yeah, if you build up your takedown meter by hitting the thugs, then when you've got enough charged up, you can execute that Dual Play takedown.
And then what about other features that we've seen previously in free flow combat? We've got weapons that you can pick up off the ground, we've got double and triple takedowns. So Dual Play sort of sits on top of all those pre-existing systems.
Yeah, well, all those systems integrate together, yeah. So there's no separate system involved. It's all kind of trying to flow together seamlessly is always the goal with free flow combat.
Now, you've been at Rocksteady from day one, so the combat that everyone saw in Batman Arkham Asylum, this came out of your brainium.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, obviously everything's a collaborative effort, so you know, working heavily with Sefton, working heavily with everyone on the team who's got input into how they want the game to progress and how they want the combat to feel. So.
And how does it feel for you, having sort of been there and been so critical in the creation of this? Now it seems like such an expansive new combat system that it's incredible to think of where it came from and now where it's gone to.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty incredible to see where it's come to from those beginnings back on Arkham Asylum. I mean, I remember the prototype days, and it was 2D combat. It was all sorts of different things in the early days, but now, you know, to see where it's come, and it's all because, you know, because of the input we've had from the team and the ideas we've had and the ways we've been able to progress it. Due to the success of the previous games, it really allowed us to push it to this final.
So Batman and Nightwing completely clearing house. It's an epic looking fight. The number of enemies that we've got in combat just seems to be almost out of control.
We definitely had to up the count this time to account for the fact that there's 2 heroes in the room.
Makes perfect sense. Tim, I think dual play is going to be one of those features that people go crazy for when they get their hands on Batman Arkham Knight. You have done an awesome job with this, but I know you're busy. You've got to get back to it, right?
I do indeed.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.
Tim Hannigan.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Caboose XBL. You know that I've been covering Batman Arkham Knight on my channel for over a year now, and with 2 months to go, I've got some questions to ask. It seems Scarecrow has gotten Gotham City to evacuate in Batman Arkham Knight. What will be going on in the city to make it still feel filled with stuff to do 24/7?
The streets of Gotham City are jam-packed with action. We've developed an emergent rioting system which sees all of the thugs of various factions ripping up the streets of Gotham, and Batman can get involved in that anytime he wants. On top of that, we've got the military forces loyal to the Arkham Knight. They are spreading their presence throughout the streets as the game progresses. We're talking tanks, we're talking mobile infantry, we're talking airborne drones. There's also members of the emergency services in peril, and they need Batman's help. And then on top of all of that, we've got the Riddler with his ever-present threat.
We all know the Joker is dead, but in the Arkham Knight prequel comics, it seems that he's left a permanent scar on Batman. Will we see elements of that within the Batman Arkham Knight story?
The death of the Joker at the end of Batman Arkham City had a massive impact on Batman and the entirety of Gotham City. The chaos that Joker represented is no longer there, and that has allowed the Scarecrow to unify all of the forces of the Rogues Gallery, and that spells bad news for the Dark Knight.
Besides the Batmobile, of course, what would you say was the most fun and most challenging new feature to create in Batman Arkham Knight?
Building out the entirety of Gotham City in immense detail, I think, has probably been the biggest technical and creative challenge for everybody here at Rocksteady. Seeing the Gotham City that we've built come to life has been incredibly fun and so satisfying. But for me personally, I think the dual play features in the game are absolutely incredible. Teaming up with Catwoman for a dual play takedown, nothing beats that.
It seems the Riddler is at it again in Batman Arkham Knight. One thing we all love to hate are those challenging puzzles to get the Riddler trophies. How hard are they this time around?
If it's bright green and it's got a flashing question mark above it, you can bet your batarang it's going to be tough. The Riddler's back, and he is challenging Batman like he never has before. As a team, we've challenged ourselves to come up with some of the toughest riddles we can possibly think of. But we're not sending you out alone. The Riddler informants are also back, but this time it ain't going to be so easy to squeeze that precious intel out of them.
Thank you so much for answering all the questions, and if you want to know where to find me, just search Caboose XBL on YouTube or shine that bat signal up in the sky. See you guys later.
If you've got any questions for us at Rocksteady, send them in and we'll answer as many of them as we can. That's it for this episode of Arkham Insider. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, be the Batman. Welcome to Rocksteady Studios and episode 3 of Arkham Insider. Today we're going to be getting intimate with 3 key characters from Batman Arkham Knight, and as always we're going to be feeling the heat, taking questions from the community.
I want you to imagine a city. A city broken and crushed under our feet. Take that picture. Hold on to it. We'll make it happen.
And here we are once again on the world's most comfortable couch. This time I'm joined by Rocksteady's lead character artist, Albert. Big Albert, how you doing?
I'm very good, thank you very much.
We're coming to the end of the production of the game.
Yeah.
You're looking pretty relaxed. You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
Bring it on. I said bring on the next one.
Right on. Now, As lead character artist, you have got an immense responsibility
Yeah.
for the design of characters within the Arkhamverse. We're going to look at a few right here. The first one being the Arkham Knight, and what we know about him is he's the commander of this immense military force that has invaded Gotham City. So talk us through how the reality of his role in the game has influenced the design of him as a character.
So his role in the game, like, ultimately, he works with Scarecrow to take down the Bat.
Yeah.
So his design was ultimately made just for that role.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got a very military look to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the antennas that reflect the bat ears.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mockery of the Batman.
Uh-huh.
He can pull it off as well. He also has this visor that has all sorts of information about what's going on in the city.
Okay.
You know, like
like a heads-up display within his
pretty much,
visor.
yeah, there's a map on the forehead.
Sweet.
He's got like a little other one there with all the drones that are tracking everything that's happening in the city.
Yeah.
So that's his role.
Right.
And on the other hand, he's also a very military dude, right? So he's wearing this camouflage, and that's like it's being cloned to the whole of his forces. So
Right.
the militia forces, the soldiers have it, the tanks have it, the drones have it.
Yeah.
You can really tell that these guys are the Arkham Knight forces.
Yeah.
And that's the main trait to distinguish them.
Now let's have a look at the big bad, Scarecrow. So clearly Scarecrow is the mastermind, the puppet master,
Yes.
the guy who's coordinating the forces of the Rogues Gallery to take down Batman as a collective force of evil. We haven't seen him since Arkham Asylum, and he didn't appear at all in Batman Arkham City. He's back in Batman Arkham Knight. How has that journey affected and influenced the character design of Scarecrow this time around?
Well, Scarecrow, the message we're trying to send with this design is he's come back stronger than ever, meaner than ever.
Yeah.
It took ages to develop his face and the hood and the way everything works together. Like the skin is kind of melted with the rugged sackcloth, you know,
Yeah.
like he's got, and it's falling off with like, strings, and he's got this evil look, like almost like you cannot have a real connection with his eyes.
Right.
He's always keeping himself inside.
Yeah.
You can see he wears all the fear toxin all around him.
It's like that's his armor. That's also his weapon. He kind of wraps himself in fear toxin.
Yeah, and that causes so much threat, right?
Yeah.
Like if you take me out, well, something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it is very, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sweet. Now let's have a look at the big man himself. Batman in Batman Arkham Knight looks like he's ready for war. Talk us through the design of the new Batsuit.
Well, in a nutshell, he's ready to take out the Arkham Knight forces.
Yeah.
He's ready to take out the Scarecrow. And yeah, the Batsuit needs to reflect that. It needs to reflect he's more flexible, he's stronger, he can move faster, he can take all the force that it takes to glide around the city at incredible heights. So the cape has been implemented not around the rim of the cowl, but underneath the armor padding. And as you can see, the chest armor is flexible, it separates. The bat sign is still his strongest bit, as is traditional in Batman, in the Batman universe, in the Arkham games. Shoulder pads, boots, gauntlets, that's like traditional Batman.
So
but
those
to the
classic
next level.
features, but to this kind of heavily militarized level.
Yeah, he needs to be heavily militarized. His design is to reflect that of the Batmobile.
Yeah, because I think there's a real kind of connection and crossover between the design of the
Yeah.
Batmobile and the design of this Batsuit that I just think marries perfectly.
Yes, when we got the design from the Batmobile,
Yeah.
we were like, we're gonna do a Batman that fits the Batmobile. We kind of took all the shapes, took all the colors, the materials, and tried to make them, to make a connection between the two.
Yeah.
So human and machine.
Man and machine together,
Yeah, that's it.
facing down the forces
That's
of
it.
the Arkham Knight and Scarecrow.
You say it, man.
Boom. All right, Albert, it's clear that more than just a little bit of love has gone into the creation of these characters over the last 4 years. How do you think Batman fans are going to react when they play Batman Arkham Knight?
Well, we hope that they're gonna love the designs. We always watch for what they say on YouTube, what they say in the forums, make sure that all the feedback is addressed as much as possible, because they are the people who know about Batman, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that everything is good with them, is good with us, everyone's happy. So yeah, 4 years, this is it.
A whole lot of love.
Yep, a whole lot of love, man.
That was Albert, the character king, here at Rocksteady Studios. We're joined once again by Ian Ball, lead designer. Of course, Albert is back. Question number 1 comes in from Brandon. Boom! And he asks, does the Batmobile get its own talent tree, like gadgets and physical abilities? Ian, this sounds like one for you.
It is, and the Batmobile does have its own talent tree. You can upgrade the weapons, you can upgrade the different systems inside the Batmobile, which will allow Batman to eject higher and further out of the car quicker.
Nice.
Fire more weapons, upgrade the firepower. There's loads of different upgrades for the Batmobile.
Just like Batman himself, the onboard weaponry, all of the systems, they've all got their own development trees.
They do.
Number 2 comes in from The 10th, and they ask, what was the hardest character to adapt/design for the next-gen graphics? Albert, this one's right down your street.
I would say that was Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Getting the design to work in such realism, and then trying to get the subtleties on the skin and just trying to get that beauty and transferred into the next gen without, going too crazy. It was a real challenge.
And it looks awesome.
Thanks.
Nice job. Question number 3, Headby asks, what was the design and decision-making process for the looks of the characters?
Normally it starts with going to the design team and the script team, just seeing what's going on with the character, what story is behind it, what details can we get. Then we meet with the art director and we try to squeeze as many thoughts as we can, work on, like silhouettes, work on details, and then once we are hands-on, just keep on iterating through the character until the project's over, pretty much.
Because you guys you've been polishing for what feels like years now.
Yeah, it's been a long process.
Nice. Tagger 101 comes at us with this. How hard was it to find a balance between Batman and the Arkham Knight ability-wise, Ian Ball?
Batman and the Arkham Knight are very evenly matched. It's like the immovable object and the unstoppable force. They're clashing. Batman's got the Batmobile, the Arkham Knight has got his whole military force behind him. Something's got to give, but which way is it going to go? Thank
you very much for hitting us with those. We will get around to answering each and every other question that comes in as soon as we can. I wish we could do this all day long, but we can't. That's it for this episode of Arkham Insider. Let us know what you thought down in the comments, and we'll see you next time. And until then, be the Batman.
Hello, this is John Noble, and you're watching Arkham Insider.
Steve's here from Rocksteady Studios with a brand new episode of Arkham Insider for you. We've got a Batmobile double bill for you today. You want pursuit mode? We've got awesome new footage of a Riddler racetrack. And if you want battle mode, we're doing a deep dive on some of the awesome features with our very own game director, Mr. Sefton Hill. Why don't you tell us why you chose Harley Quinn for your costume?
I just love her character. She's a lovable rogue, and she appeals to so many people on so many different levels. She's fun, she's bubbly, she's energetic, and she likes Mr. J.
We promised you a battle mode deep dive, and here we are in front of the Batmobile with Rocksteady's very own game director, Mr. Sefton Hill. Sefton, what inspired you to add the Batmobile to the Arkham series?
Well, really, we just felt that it was the one thing that we hadn't had a chance to do, was to really deliver the keys to this amazing vehicle, to give the player the freedom of Gotham City as Batman gliding above the streets, but in this awesome, incredible, famous vehicle, give everyone the chance to drive this and really complete that whole Batman experience.
One of the things about the Batmobile that we absolutely love is the gadgets. What are the features that we can expect on the Arkham Knight Batmobile?
Well, it's an extension of Batman, so it's absolutely full of gadgets in and of itself, and it helps him in every single way. You know, it helps him in combat, it helps you in puzzle solving, it can be controlled remotely. I mean, there's so many things on the car, even starting from the front. Have the power winch here that can be used to pull down objects, to supply power to objects. And then as we move back across the car, you've got the cockpit, kind of a fighter pilot style cockpit, shoots backwards and forwards, instant access. These immobiliser missiles here that Batman can use in pursuit mode to take down other vehicles. I guess we've missed out these awesome tyres, these omnidirectional tyres which allow the car to move in any direction, be completely and utterly agile when fighting hundreds of tanks throughout the Gotham City streets. There's also a couple of cool new features we've never talked about at all on the Batmobile. One is the EMP, so fitted to the wheels of the car is an EMP device. It's an upgrade that you get as you play through the game. And basically what this allows you to do is temporarily stun any of the Arkham Knight's drone forces. So when you're surrounded, 20 drone tanks, they're all firing at you at once, boom, release the EMP device, it will frazzle their attacks for a short period of time, it will fly, incoming missiles will get thrown and miss you. It gives you a little window of opportunity, a little breather while you're fighting all of these tanks. And secondly, on top of the turret there, you can just see it right on top of the turret, is what we call the drone virus. So Batman and Lucius Fox actually has developed this technology which allows him to hack into drones and flip them. It basically corrupts their friend or foe targeting device and they'll start attacking their own drones.
So you're dropping knowledge bombs about the options that we have when we're in control of the Batmobile and in control of Batman. You can take a hit with the Batmobile's heavy armor. You can evade a hit by strafing and using the dodge thrusters. You can disable enemy tanks using the EMP. You can destroy them using the heavy weaponry, and you can even turn them to your side.
That's right, yeah, I mean, if you look at it, this is one car. I mean, it's one car versus an army. So this has to be the most badass car you've ever seen, because you are literally taking on thousands of troops, hundreds of tanks, hundreds of drone forces. So this is all that stands between Gotham being completely taken over and Batman protecting his city.
Well, Batman's only got one car, but one car is all he needs. Sefton, thanks so much for giving us this deep dive on battle mode. Let's throw across to Dax on the world's most comfortable couch, who's going to show you pursuit mode and a brand new Riddler racetrack.
Right on, we are back on the world's most comfortable couch, and we are going deep underground Gotham City, and we're going to look at the threat that Riddler poses in Batman Arkham Knight. I'm joined by Adam and Jody. Adam, you're the designer of these Riddler challenges. We were talking to Ian Ball the other day, and he said these Riddler racetracks are really going to push the Batmobile to its absolute limit, but it's a lot more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, they're more than a racetrack. They're more a puzzle. They're a racetrack and a puzzle combined. It's Riddler testing Batman's intelligence, trying to prove that he's more intelligent. And he's testing the Batmobile to its limits. He's trying to test all the abilities. He's trying to prove that he's the superior person.
Classic Riddler work. Talk is cheap. Let's have a look at it in action. So we've got 3 circuits, and as you said, there's sort of an intellectual challenge going on here. Talk us through that.
Well, you can control these coloured doors and these coloured walkways, and you can put platforms out in front of yourself. They alternate, so every time you press the button, you're in complete control.
Jody, how, as the environmental artist on this, do you create an environment that feels very authentic to the Riddler?
Well, I think the challenge was that...
Dude, you were driving up on the wall! Sorry, Jody, carry on.
So unfair. I think the challenge was that they were these massive tracks, and you do loop-the-loops and you drive up the wall.
Yeah, right
really
on.
Cool. And we also need like crazy hazards as well for the Riddler to take out the Batmobile in. So we took it into these big underground caves, and they're all based around Gotham water. So there's dams, there's crazy sewer pipes and everything. And then he's come in and he's bolted on all his Riddler craziness, and there's a lot of like robots lying around that have helped him do it.
Right on, Jody. What are your driving skills like that?
Okay.
Take the wheel. So Adam, give us some tips. I mean, you created this. This came out of your brain. When gamers get their hands on Batman Arkham Knight, what should they be really thinking about when they're taking on Riddler's challenges?
Well, they want to use a combination of the drift and the boost. So the boost obviously gives you extra speed. You can use that down the straights to get faster times. You can drift around the corners like Jody's doing.
That was awesome.
So it's just using those 2 things, and the Batmobile has a few more abilities we've not mentioned, but it's using those as well, going straight up onto the wall here to avoid the floor exploding beneath.
Yep.
Just things like that.
And these challenges are getting more and more difficult with each lap, right?
Yes, they change each lap, so the layout changes, more and more blocks become available for you to use. It's Riddler getting more and more sadistic with each lap, trying to take you out.
Good work, Jody. Sweet work. And the Batmobile hits insane speeds, right? I mean, so this has got to be massive. Sweet finish, Jody. Like, what sort of footprint do they take up?
Well, they're like the city, they're enormous. We have to build roads wide enough for the car to fit in and wide enough to drift around, so they take up a huge footprint. They're massive.
This game is huge.
It is.
Adam, Jody, thank you so much for your time. You guys are critical to finishing out Batman Arkham Knight, right? So I'm not going to take any more of your time. You guys have got to get back into the studio and finish this game.
Thanks.
That was Riddler. We're talking Riddler Caves on Arkham Insider.
It wouldn't be an episode of Arkham Insider without us taking your burning questions straight from the community. This week we've taken them from the hashtag #AskArkham, as well as from people who directly contacted Sefton via Twitter at SeftonHill. First question comes from CJ Matrellis, who asks, is it true that the game has in-game cutscenes, so our costume choices will carry over into cutscenes?
Yeah, so the cinematics in the game are rendered real time now, so if you're wearing a different skin for Batman, that skin is going to carry into the cinematics. It looks great as well. And we really wanted to make sure that the character you're playing is the character that appears in the cinematics. It's the same person. People you interact with are the same people from the cinematic. So yeah, the skins you wear, the characters you play, no loading screens as you play through the whole game. You can play from the start of the game to the end of the game. You won't see any loading screens. That's all a really big, important thing for us.
Next question comes from Iconic Records. What kind of Easter eggs can we expect in the game?
You can expect a lot of Easter eggs and more in this game, probably in the last 2 games put together. But I don't want to ruin anything, I don't want to spoil anything. I think part of the fun is finding those things. There's some really obscure ones, there's some much more obvious ones. There's just a ton to find, and I think players are really going to enjoy it.
Next question comes from Arkham Knight 01. Will New Game Plus be returning with other modes?
Yes, so New Game Plus is back. So when you complete the main story, you're going to unlock New Game Plus. And in New Game Plus, you can go in, take all of your XP through, take your gadgets through that you've unlocked, which is a big thing, because that means basically you can then do some of the challenges from earlier on in the game, but with a whole new suite of gadgets that you never had the first time you went in, all the upgrades. And those things are all shared through both playthroughs. So similarly, any Riddler trophies that you found through the game are shared on both playthroughs. So if you played through, you've collected 100 Riddler trophies, you go in New Game Plus, you can go in and collect 100 more. They're shared between both playthroughs when you play through.
Next question comes from the Arkham channel. How hard was it to think of new gameplay mechanics for this more experienced Batman from Arkham Knight?
For the first game, we basically put all the ideas that we had into that game, and then at the end of the game, you feel a bit drained, and then you go away and have a holiday, and suddenly you're like, wow, like there's a whole new load of stuff we could do. And it was a very similar experience finishing Arkham City, put everything we had into that game, we came back for Arkham Knight, thought, okay, what can we do? Obviously the Batmobile being a huge new feature, lots of new gadgets and abilities for that. We also looked at the existing gadgets, a number of those return, and they have new abilities. Say like the Batclaw now has a new upgrade ability where you can use that to instantly take people down in combat, so you pull them into you and it smashes them down into the ground and takes people down. We have gadgets while gliding for the first time. So there's lots of new features in there that bolster your existing skill set. So all these skills that you've learned from the first couple of games, you'll bring to this game, and then they'll have new things you can do with all of those gadgets that you know and love.
Last question comes from Martino, who asks, Sefton, can you release the game already?
Well, we're so close now. We're just 3 weeks to go, and everyone's going to get to be the Batman.
That's all we've got time for. If we answered one of your questions on today's show, a t-shirt is winging its way to you. And in the meantime, be the Batman.
Welcome to Arkham Insider. For this week's intro, we've raided the mocap props cupboard again, and we're hitting the streets of next-gen Gotham. We're taking questions from the community, and at the end of the show, we'll even fire a question back at you with an exclusive giveaway. I'm here on the world's most comfortable couch with Adam Doherty, player code director at Rocksteady. Adam, welcome to Arkham Insider.
Thanks, Gaz. Nice to be here.
Adam, you've been working on the Arkham games since the very beginning, pretty much.
Yeah, since the beginning. I think it was my first day was the day we started Arkham Asylum, bizarrely.
So you are in charge of essentially all of Batman's movement and controls in all of the Arkham games?
Yeah, that's right. All of Batman's gadgets, movement, gliding, navigation, that stuff. And obviously in this game, the Batmobile as well, so.
So if anyone has ever thought that the Arkham games had great controls, you're the guy they should be sending the fan mail to.
Thanks, guys.
Adam Doherty, player code director, is absolutely the best person to take us on a glide through of next-gen Gotham City. So Adam, why don't you take it away?
Okay, so we're starting up here on the top of Minister Studios. You can see whole of Gotham skyline in the background. But let's just jump straight in. You can dive straight into the dive boost, which is one little new feature that I find really nice.
And this is much faster than you can in Arkham City
Much faster,
as well.
we've got diving from much bigger heights, so you get a lot more speed up. You can keep that glide going really fast. I'm going to the Chinatown area here.
This is one of my favourite parts of this island. Got that neon reflecting off wet asphalt. All the ambient lighting that the team has worked so hard to bring.
Here we go,
All right, riot time!
There's people just rioting. You see that guy chucking stuff out the window. Batman doesn't like that. He's here to protect his city, so.
They are just terrified of the Dark Knight. Oh, brand new move, the special combo Batclaw. Vaulting over there, nice. Throw counter, classic new move. So these fights can go in any number of ways. We've got maybe about 30 thugs here. These guys just minding their own business. Batman rolls in, fists of justice. Yeah, oh, and the slam, nice. So if you pick up a downed enemy when he's already KO, the big guy's gonna give him a little slam. And what are we finishing with? A beatdown with the wall takedown.
We saw there that we kind of came in really hard. You can get all sorts of stuff. You can get big fights in the middle of the city. But let's just call in the Batmobile. You see it will just come from wherever it is, come pick you up. Nice little burner at the start here, can't resist doing that. And we're off into a boost. Okay, well one thing I like to do is you can use the speed of the Batmobile to really get a massive glide off. Retain all that forward momentum and get a massive height off that.
So if you want to go fast or high in a glide, the best way to do it is to cook the afterburner in the Batmobile.
That's right, use that awesome power and jump yourself up into the sky. Show you another new move we have here, which is like a 180 grapple boost. Use that to flip 180, keep on going.
For changing direction quickly, right? You see something you want to see, hit that reverse grapple.
Okay, so we head to GCPD now.
Yeah, let's check out GCPD.
We'll bring in the Batmobile again. You see all those riders, they're pretty terrified of the Batmobile.
It's a terrifying car, right?
It is.
And we built it to be that way, and Batman built it to be that way. It's as much of a symbol as he is, right?
Yeah, so here we are, down into GCPD. This is the big sort of secure lock-up car park.
So this is where the GCPD themselves are hunkered down for the events of Arkham Knight, right?
That's right. This is kind of the last stronghold they still have in the city.
They've basically lost control of the streets, there's rioting and thugs everywhere. Let's head straight into the holding cells.
So here we are in the GCPD lockup. Over the night, you'll see all the villains you catch, all the criminals you catch sort of start to turn up here. So these guys taken out earlier. More of them in here.
I recognise this guy. So this is the guy who's featured in the Officer Down trailer, right?
That's right.
Ooh, shouldn't have messed with the Batman. Thanks, Adam. That was Next Gen Gotham. One of the best things about working on Arkham Insider is finding out what you on the community want to know about the game, and that's why we do these questions. Everyone who gets their question answered today will win one of these snazzy t-shirts as modelled by Ian Ball, our lead designer. First question comes from Joker Gas. Ian, what's new with Detective Mode?
Detective Mode has been totally overhauled for Arkham Knight. It's now been incorporated into the Batmobile as well as Batman's cowl. The Batmobile has got a forensic scanner which Batman can use to track enemy tyre trails through the city. He can then follow them in the Batmobile, sending out these pulses and take down the people inside.
And bring them to justice. Next question comes from Lewis0117 who asks, have all the main villains been announced or is there plenty of surprises still awaiting?
Well, we've announced a lot so far. We've got Harley.
Riddler.
Penguin.
Two-Face.
Poison Ivy.
Firefly.
Scarecrow.
The Arkham Knight.
There's still a lot more to come.
Well, Ian, I think they still want more.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. Next question from DC.Kid asks, will Arkham Knight's story be the longest one ever made?
This is the longest Arkham game we've ever made. The main story is longer than anything we've done before. The side stories are bigger. The whole production value is bigger. We've worked on it for like almost 4 years now. It's the biggest thing we've ever made.
Next question via Twitter from Omar A. Vargas asks, this is my dream car right now. What would be the price for this beautiful car?
Let's see what the Arkham Knight's got to say about that.
Get ready. You got $1 billion tank headed straight for you.
Next question from Shadow Dash in the forums asks, now that we have Arkham Insider, when are we going to get Arkham Outsider? Well, I guess Arkham Outsider is what the community does when they play the game, right?
And that's what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting to release this game for so long. We've been working on it for almost 4 years, and we can't wait to see how people enjoy playing that game.
Well, that's right. You know, we want to see you guys up on YouTube, on Twitch, telling us what you're doing with the game, showing us how you're playing, showing your reactions, and showing us how you guys are being the Batman.
If you're lying, I'll break the other one. The other one!
Time for a giveaway. The guys at DC Collectibles have sent us these awesome Batman Arkham Knight figurines. We've got the Dark Knight himself in his new Arkham Knight batsuit, plus we've got Scarecrow as he appears in the game behind me. But that's not all. Nvidia have sent us these GTX 960 graphics cards. You'll also have the chance to win one of those. Oh, and it wouldn't be an episode of Arkham Insider without these snazzy limited edition t-shirts. How are you going to win all this stuff? Well, on a previous episode of Arkham Insider, a member of the Rocksteady team wore this uniquely designed Arkham badge. If you can tell us who it was and what episode it was in via Twitter on the hashtag Arkham Insider, you'll be in with a chance of winning. We'll announce the winners on next week's show, and until then, be the Batman.
Welcome to Arkham Insider. We promised you a massive E3 special, and Dax and I are outside the Los Angeles Convention Center really feeling the heat.
We are going to be serving you up a red-hot three-piece feast. Coming at you is what's hot and what's new in Predator. We're then going to be showing you a little bit of Firefly takedown action, and then we're going to round it off with some battle mode, Batmobile. Yo!
We're also taking community questions with a little segment we shot just before we got on the plane, but right now I'm going to throw across to myself on the world's most comfortable couch to catch up with Predator and Two-Face.
What?
I'm here with Bill Green, the master designer behind the Two-Face scenarios in Batman Arkham Knight. Bill, why don't you tell us what's going on with Two-Face in our game?
Two-Face is taking advantage of an evacuated Gotham City to clean out all the banks of Gotham.
Well, Batman's not going to stand for that, right? If Two-Face is robbing banks, he's grabbing hold of millions of dollars, nothing good is going to come from that.
No.
So how does that affect the gameplay? What does it look like for players?
So one of the great things about the banks themselves is that we have noisy alarm systems and security systems. With the noise, it means we can do a spin on the Predator where thugs can't hear what Batman's doing. So Batman going hard and fast. And we also can take advantage of the security systems with a adaptation to one of Batman's gadgets.
The classic remote hacking
remote
device.
Hacking device, exactly. It has new features now where it can manipulate security systems and computers. We've seen the Two-Face thugs with their Blackgate branding. They've taken over the Blackgate Refuse Company.
So they're hiding the money in garbage trucks.
Exactly.
No one ever suspects the garbage man, Bill.
Hear me over the alarm.
Okay, so I'll select the new remote hacking device.
No need to be quiet.
And you can see in the room there's quite a few security systems we can take advantage of. I'm just going to pop over here and get us started.
Awesome, so you are ready to take advantage of these brand new features to deal with these thugs.
Here we go. So we've got a couple of guys coming out the vault now who think they're all safe.
They are far from safe. Our Batarang.
And
attracting attention.
That's it. Everyone's a little bit scared now.
Oh, boom! Noisy Predator, yeah!
So we'll have another go at one of the security systems. This time we'll have a go at the smoke dye. So I'll set that off. There we go. So
Oh, stunned by the pink dye.
that's it. And we don't have to be silent, so boom, slam, knock him out.
Fast, dirty, effective.
That's it.
We've got three guys close together there. Do we have time for a fair multi-takedown?
Try that.
Oh, yes, we do! 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Never even saw it coming and down under the floorboards. Bill, that is stylish play.
Here we go. Another one. And we don't have to be quiet. No silent takedowns in this room.
Could have been a silent takedown. Didn't even need to be a silent takedown because the alarms are running. That is 8 thugs dealt with, Bill.
Boom.
Two-Face isn't going to be happy about that. There's loads more that happens in this gameplay later on, but that's all we've got time to show you today. Bill, thanks for showing us Noisy Predator on Arkham Insider.
Thanks.
Bill, you've been working on the Arkham game since basically the beginning?
I have. It's been a great journey, really good.
Awesome. Well, we are tearing through the streets of Gotham right now in the Batmobile, looking for crimes in progress. And what do we see? It's a fire station is ablaze. Bill, what's going on?
I'm not quite sure yet, but we can investigate. One of the new features of the Batmobile is the power winch. And there is a power winch point on the side of the fire station, which I presume is going to fire up the fire suppression system.
Awesome. This is a feature we haven't shown on the Batmobile before.
So we'll charge it up using the charge meter.
Awesome. So you've got to cook the gas at just the right amount. Activate the fire suppression system.
I think at this point I'll hand over to you.
Awesome. Oh, it's Firefly! Let's take him down! Bill, why don't you tell us a little bit about his motivations in the game?
So Firefly is out for revenge primarily, and he's setting fire to the fire stations as an ironic calling card to attract Batman's attention. Obviously as a bonus he'd love to burn down Gotham as he goes, but he knows Batman won't let that happen. So any opportunity he gets to get Batman's attention and then make him chase him through the streets and potentially kill him.
Oh, he just tried to fake me out there.
He is.
But I'm not having it.
Wily.
Oh, has he gone down into the canal?
Wear down his fuel and then you'll be able to get in range for a takedown on him.
There is no stopping the Batmobile.
So you've got a lovely sense of scale here. You can see the environments, you know, it works really well for Batmobile. We've got a lot of destructive scenery, plenty of space for Batmobile to manoeuvre, lots of side streets, back alleys, lots of elevation. But as well, the world works just as well for Batman's traditional gliding and navigation skills. So he can grapple anywhere, he can glide anywhere. But Batman and the Batmobile work in harmony together in the city, as we've designed it.
Awesome. Well, here's a sweet power slide to recharge my afterburner.
You're getting there. You're halfway there. You've got his fuel down. One of his primary attack methods here is more of a...
Oh, he's cooking the Batmobile with a napalm grenade!
It does quite a lot of damage, as you can see, so you've got to avoid the napalm as you're closing in on him.
He is out for revenge, but we are going to bring him down, Bill!
Batman's not going to let him go.
Gaz isn't going to let him go.
Here we go, so you're close. Now you've got to get in range. And one of the new moves of the Batmobile is the eject boost.
Oh, eject boost takedown!
Leading straight into a
Takedown! Beat down! Beat down! Beat down! Oh, and that's all we've got time for on Arkham Insider today. Thanks, Bill.
Great, thanks.
We're here on the world's most comfortable couch with Alec Goldenberg, senior gameplay programmer from Rocksteady. Alec, welcome to Arkham Insider.
Thank you very much.
We are going to be taking on the Arkham Knight's drone forces in some explosive battle mode combat. Alec, why don't you tell us about what's going on here?
Early on in the game, Batman sees one of these devices being dropped from the air, lands on the road, drills itself into the road embedding. He can clearly see it's something to do with the Arkham Knight's militia, so he investigates, discovers that it's a powerful explosive device embedded in the road. This, however, alerts the Arkham Knight to your presence, and he immediately calls in a large number of drone reinforcements to take you out.
To try and stop you from uploading that virus and disarming the bomb.
That's right. So here we've got a reasonable number of rattlers, which are probably the first type of drone that you'll encounter in the game.
And these are the light, fast tanks fire single rockets, right?
That's right, and there's also going to be a few Diamondbacks in here as well. They're a bit more heavily armoured, they fire 3 shots at once.
And there he is.
They're a bigger threat.
Boom. So what kind of weapons do I have access to deal with these, Alec?
So the 2 basic weapons on the Batmobile are the Vulcan gun, which is the rapid fire weapon that's good for trying to get critical hits on these. And there's also the 60mm heavy cannon.
I love the 60mm heavy cannon.
Yeah, it's great for getting one-shot kills if you manage to hit that bright lit up weak spot on the drones. So you can see the 2 green bars in the middle of the screen. They are your fully charged Batmobile weapon energy, which show that you can do this missile barrage level 2. You can see the prompt for it beneath them.
Awesome, well let's see it, missile barrage level 2! Yeah! We had 4 missiles there, right?
That's right, and later on, with a full set of upgrades, you'll have 4 bars that you can put up, which will allow you to do a missile barrage, taking out 10 enemies in one go.
I cannot wait to have the chance to do that.
And that's something you really need later on with other instances of these militia explosives, because they only get harder from this point on. With the tougher ones, you may want to wait until you've got a full set of upgrades. Will make that battle that much easier, because not only will there be more drone enemies, but there'll be a much wider variety of them. There's flying drones, heavily armoured drones, missile drones, all sorts of different enemies that the Arkham Knight will throw in there to mix things up.
Damn right, I've got 1 drone left.
So that was the dodge thrusters in action. It's a really great thing for dodging these attacks from these drones and evening the odds.
Evening the odds indeed. 1 shot, Batman 1, Arkham Knight's forces 0. Thanks, Alec. Question time on Arkham Insider, and I'm here with Zafar, our lead animator, and this is your chance to interview us about Batman Arkham Knight. If your question is featured on the show, you'll win one of these t-shirts. First question comes from All Who Follow You, who asks, in a previous episode of Arkham Insider, I saw moving character trophies. Is this true?
This is true. You guys would have seen this a few episodes ago with Albert and Dax. Arkham Knight is in there. Obviously, all the other villains and characters are in there too. It's allowed us as animators to be able to express emotion in subtleties where you don't sometimes appreciate it in a game. So therefore, the character showcase this time around is quite unique and exceptional.
Next question from Deface asks, how many takes did you guys have to film before Gaz caught all of the giveaway items? I do everything in 1 take, dude. The guys at DC Collectibles have sent us these Batman figurines. We've got... Yeah. We've also been sent this upside-down graphics card from Nvidia. Oh, and it wouldn't be an episode of Arkham Insider without one of these snazzy t-shirts for you. Next question from Franco Martinez via Twitter. What would you say is the biggest factor of the game that will make players really feel like Batman? Well, for me, I guess it's Gotham City itself. Like, Gotham is just as much a part of Batman as Batman is a part of the city. And I think one of the real achievements of this project is taking that level of detail that we had in Arkham City and Arkham Asylum and just bringing it out onto a huge sort of citywide scale.
You're safe.
Thanks, Batman. I thought they were gonna kill me.
Robert Woods asks, what made you come up with the idea of dual play?
Dual play is one of those things that I think everybody wanted. You know, we spoke about it a lot in the office, people spoke about it a lot on the forums, so it was kind of inevitable that we did it, and what better way to do it than the final installment. It's quite exciting coming up with those new moves for Nightwing and his extremist sticks, or Catwoman and extreme agile movements, or let's say Robin with his staff. So yeah, it's been a great feast for the animators to get involved with.
Will Bazemore asks, will we be able to drive the Batmobile first person?
Yeah, sure. You can drop the camera anytime you want.
Nice driving, idiot. He's right there. Just go!
Psycho Slaughter in the forums asks, in what ways can we take out vehicles without the Batmobile? Now, I'm so glad you guys saw the vehicle takedown prompts appearing in Arkham Insider Episode 5. Yes, while you're gliding around the city, if you can line it up properly, you can take down a car from the air. You can also, while you're on the ground, if you're particularly brave, deal with cars just as Batman. Last week on Arkham Insider, we asked you a question for the chance to win some awesome swag from DC Collectibles and Nvidia. The question was, who in a previous episode of Arkham Insider wore this uniquely designed Arkham tag?
It was me.
That's right, it was Albert! The winners are Jeff Coldmess and Adam C. Bivens. Your swag will be on its way to you really soon.
All right, now that is it for Arkham Insider for now. The game is coming out in just a few bat minutes.
And thank you so much for coming with us on this wild ride.
Wild hot
for
ride.
Sending your questions in, and if you want a t-shirt, then make sure you wear it with pride as you're tearing through the streets of Gotham.
From us to you, from this moment until the point at which you press start on Batman Arkham Knight, do not forget,
be the Batman.
Arkham Insider is back, and in the next few episodes, we're going to be taking a look at some of the highlights of the upcoming DLC. Later on, we'll be setting you a score to beat in the theoretically infinite Robin AR challenge. But right now, we're going back to 1989 and hitting the track with the 89 movie pack. It's been a while, but we are back on the couch that must not be named, and I'm joined by Jody and Adam, and we're going to be looking at the upcoming DLC featuring the epic and awesome 89 Batmobile, the Batman skin, and the tracks that come with it. Adam, why don't you fire it up and take us on a blasting lap, and Jody, you can talk us through the aesthetic and graphical design, because it looks like just all sorts of craziness going on in here. You kind of mashed up the 89 movie with its sequel. What was going on in your brain?
It's pretty crazy. So I watched both the films and found all
Like just once or like 100 times?
Quite a few times.
Okay,
it was
fine.
quite a few times, but I didn't mind. I liked them. So, and I found all the best parts that I wanted to put into the tracks. And we've designed the tracks around being a little film set in itself. So
Cool.
we've basically taken all the most iconic, the best bits from all the films, and then put them all into this film set. So you just get to experience all these locations.
So we've just gone past the Joker's Street Parade section.
Yeah.
There's ducks in there, so there's a suggestion of the penguin action. We've got penguins all over the place.
So many
Serious
penguins.
penguin overload. And how did it work for you? Like you're watching the movies and you're sort of thinking, oh, that could make interesting gameplay, or that could look sweet. What's
we let it inspire the art for the tracks, but also the design as well. So like for this room, for instance, it was the penguin lair from the second film. And there's this giant mural here. And basically I was looking at it in the film thinking, wouldn't it be cool if you just get to drive up it and then it can collapse as you go over it, and we added all this amazing VFX and cool penguins everywhere. So yeah, it really inspired that and pulled all the way through, I think.
Awesome. It looks like a serious challenge as well. Adam, you are sweating while you're driving through this, but nicely handled. You can sort of see the difference between this Batmobile and the Batmobile from the main game as well. Like from a design perspective, how was it creating a track for a different Batmobile than the one that we've been working on for so long?
Well, it's longer and narrower than our car from the main game,
Right.
so we could use that in the tracks. We could have more obstacles that require you to get through smaller gaps.
Yeah.
The handling's a bit lighter, so we can have more extreme corners. We had a lot more undulation in this track than we have in the main game. So it's just using those elements of the car and feeding them into the track design.
What about some hints and tips to get around these tracks?
Well, using the boost and the drift again, but also using the side boost, which is an advanced move where you double tap the boost while you're driving in a straight line and press a direction, it'll move the car in that direction, it'll shift it to the side.
Well, looking at the Batmobile and Batman together as a package, as a union, it just looks fantastic. I think the Batmobile looks great. You guys have done, yet again, another awesome job. This DLC coming just around the corner. Jody, Adam, thank you. Joining me on the couch now are two of the best-looking guys from Rocksteady Studios, Noel Chamberlain, Harry Finkel, and we have got a showdown for you. Noel is the designer of one of the pieces of upcoming DLC, the Robin AR Challenge, aka Teen Titan. Harry is renowned in the studio as perhaps the master of this particular map. Harry, kick it off, and I'm going to talk to you, Noel, first, about what goes through your brain when you create a challenge, not just for Batman, none of the other characters, focusing just on Robin. How do you bring all of Robin's strengths in a one-man versus a freaking massive thug army like this?
So what we wanted to do was just use this challenge to just completely stretch Robin just to his limit. So we wanted to just throw everything at him.
Because he's a brute, isn't he? He's a much more kind of physical character than Batman.
That's it, yeah. He doesn't have as many gadgets as Batman. He likes to get up close and personal with his staff, with his bullet shield, with his zip kick.
Nice.
Just get right involved and just
So
wreak
you're throwing in
havoc.
some seriously big characters here already.
That's it, we've got everyone that Batman's been facing. So we've got the brutes, we've got the combat experts, the medics, and then we also throw in weapons in there. We've got rifles, riot shields, baseball bats, just everything.
Harry's racked up 1 star already. Let's set him some challenges. So what can he possibly do? He can do all of Robin's moves. There's 3 stars to get. And let's set him a combo chain of 150. He's already up to 71. Let's make it 200. 200 unbeaten. There's 2nd star already. He is ripping through this. How are you feeling, Noel? Seeing someone like Harry just tearing up your concept, tearing up the child, the brainchild that you've been working on for so long.
I'm just gonna wait and watch.
All right, what sort of moves can he pull off? We know Robin's got some righteous moves. What are we expecting to see?
So we can do things like the staff sweep just to clear space for Robin.
Boom! There it is! On target, right on time! It's as if Harry was thinking, I'm going to stuff this right in Noel's face. I'm going to rip open this staff sweep just to show him that I can pull it off anytime I want, anywhere I want. Oh, that was another hot move. Dude, this is intense. There are so many guys. 3 stars. 3-star Harry, they call him. Oh, dropped at 60. How you feeling, Harry?
I feel like the pressure's getting cranked up.
Yeah. Do you want me to stop talking to you? Do you
No,
need to
I enjoy
focus?
the talking. It
Yeah.
distracts me from my inevitable doom.
Oh, another big move. The Robin throw. 200 seems a long way off. He bagged those 3 stars like it was nothing.
That's because it was early days and that was before it started getting really intense.
All right, what else is there? Bullet shield?
Yeah, you can do the bullet shield. It's the same as Batman's quick wreck.
Okay. Harry.
There you
Bam! That was nice. All right, Harry, whatever score you set at the end of this, we are going to stick that up online and challenge gamers out there to try and beat Harry. Hashtag beat Harry. If you can, while you're focusing your brainium on not being slaughtered, talk us through the strategic decisions you're making.
Well, a lot of it's micromanagement. I mean, there's a few kind of prime threats that come in that you got to try and, well, personally, I try to deal with as soon as humanly possible. I mean, stuff like brutes, those guys are real quick. I mean, similar with combat experts. They can cover distance, speed, and that is something you don't want to be doing on the map when you've got other things around, you know. When the guns come up, you've got to get those quick fire gadgets.
Deal with them fast.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the main keys is just concentration.
100
you know.
combo here, bro. Did you talk about, you're saying concentrating. One of the main keys, concentrating.
It is concentration.
99, 101, oh, 103, halfway there. So, people talking at you and kind of yelling near you, does that help your concentration, or
Yeah,
is
really.
that
I mean,
not a factor in?
actually, to be honest, I can't do without it.
Right. Harry, be the boy wonder, Harry. Be the Robin.
Actually, on second calls, that doesn't really help particularly.
143, 146. What are you sweating, Noel? You feeling this?
50's a long way with rifles and stun sticks.
Ooh! Bro, drops it at 155. And Harry's racked up 20 rival points there. Noel, talk us through the rival point system.
So what we do is, you get the 3 stars,
Yeah.
and they count to 3 points on the Gotham's Greatest. And then what we wanted to do is, because we know our player base is really dedicated, they love our combat system, we wanted to push it further. So we have a total of up to 20 rival points for every challenge as well. So once you get the 3 stars, if you get another 10,000, you'll get another 2 rival points. It's kind of like a prestige for each player, and kind of it makes so you can beat your friends by 1,000 points.
Right, nice. So it's not just about stars anymore. Like, the stars are still important, but they're a foundation. But then with rival points, you can go beyond that. Oh, sweet breakout holds the combo. 141. 144. This is about where he dropped it last time at 155.
That helps.
We're at 153. 165. All right, this is the best we've seen. Noel, how are you feeling? Talk us through it. Show us your emotions.
I'm just waiting for Harry to drop it. I'm waiting for a rifle guard. Here he is.
15 to go! No way! No way! Oh, you've got so little health left, Harry.
It's in the bag. It's all good.
Yeah? You talk a good game.
You've got to have that superhero arrogance. It's the only way of doing it.
You just... big triple takedown! Oh! 497, 560. 499, 500, 140. Finkel, you have done yourself proud. Nicely done. You've got like one hit left in you. It's over for you. Oh, Robin goes down. A knife to the back. What a way to go. That was some seriously sinister design work from No Mercy Noel. An incredible effort from $500,000, Harry. If you guys can even come close to that and even go beyond and crack that $500,000, let us know you've done it at #BeatHarry. That's it for Arkham Insider. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to Arkham Insider.
We have got an immense episode coming up, kicking off with Gaz busting out of Bloodhaven and into the GCPD.
And Dax is going to be making the Earth move, rumbling in the tumbler in a brand new Batmobile pack.
And what's more, we're going to be announcing the winner of the Arkham Photo Mode competition.
We are back on the world's most comfortable couch, and I'm joined by two of our AI legends. Tim Hannigan, lead AI programmer, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, guys. Good to be back.
And Rich Spears, QA for AI, welcome to Arkham Insider.
Hello, guys.
So we are going to be having a look at Nightwing's Story Pack GCPD Lockdown. Now, Tim, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
So what's going on here is Nightwing's got a tip-off that Penguin is being broken out of GCPD. So obviously at the end of Batman Arkham Knight, after the Nightfall Protocol, Penguin is locked up. And his men are trying to get him out, so Nightwing's here to put a stop to that.
Awesome, so this takes place within the GCPD building?
It does. It uses the GCPD. It's the full kind of height of GCPD. It's the biggest invisible predator area we've ever put together for an Arkham game.
Awesome, and it also takes place during the day, so this is the first time that players are going to get the chance to see what our version of Gotham looks like during the day. And of course it's raining.
Of course it's raining, it's Gotham.
Right, Rich, let's see what you've got. So this is the first solo Predator mission that's available as Nightwing.
As Nightwing, that's right, yeah.
So we've got 4 floors within this environment, Tim.
That's right, yeah, and it's full of Penguin thugs at the moment, so Rich is going to try and take them out without too much alert or alarm.
And we've got a range of thugs to deal with. Some of these are new models.
Yep, so we've got, you can see there a medic, so the Penguin thugs have obviously got some medic thugs of their own now.
So Nightwing is stepping up, taking on more responsibility for Gotham in this.
That's right.
Trying to make sure that Penguin can't get his influence into Bloodhaven, but, you know, I suppose the old turf is important to him as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sweet moves, Rich. This is the worst. So, Rich, what are the challenges that you're looking out for here? What are the big dangers in this area?
So you've got that one big minigun thug.
And the guy's just spotted you.
Just slightly, so I'm going to try and run at this point and try and escape their view, because if too many of the thugs approach me, then I will be in a lot of trouble. We don't want the medics reviving too many people either, so it's best to stop them at the earliest opportunity possible.
Oh, and there's the fear takedown on both medics. So is that all of their medics down now? So that's one threat dealt with?
Yeah, one of the major threats dealt with in this map.
Excellent stuff. Let's see the voice synthesizer.
Yeah, so Nightwing's obviously picked up a few of Batman's gadgets as well.
A massive environment like this, like the gadgets can be even more useful because the guards will move across multiple floors, so really drawing them into where they're weakest is a really important part of this, and it feels very Nightwing to me.
So right now, Penguin is halfway through being broken out of GCPD. So he is stuck in a lift and he is berating his thugs as they try and deal with Nightwing and get him out at the same time.
So Penguin has gone from being locked up inside a cell to being shut inside a lift. Inside GCPD because his thugs just aren't smart enough to break him out all in one go.
That's right, yeah. So Nightwing's job now is to try and take out the thugs. And
it is not easy being Oswald Cobblepot sometimes.
Sometimes it's a hard life.
Sometimes I feel sorry for the guy, I really do. Oh, that is a sweet exit. A lovely escape by Rich there, using the scaffolding on the outside to get out of a tight spot. In on a different floor to take advantage of that massive area. We have got one thug left then, and it's the chain gun guy. He is the major threat here. Tim, what's the best way of dealing with him?
Well, it looks like Rich has opted for the tactic of the voice synth again, get him near the environment takedown, and he's going to pull a fuse box electrify on him, I think.
Awesome, that sounds like exactly the right strategy here. So sending him into the wrong place by pretending to be Penguin, and oh, here it comes! Buddy, you should not have listened to that radio. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Rich. That was a little taste of GCPD Lockdown starring Nightwing. We cannot wait for you to play it.
Kabam! We are back on the WMCC, and I'm joined by Ingmar and Ed, and we're going to be rumbling in the Tumbler in the upcoming Tumbler DLC. Ed, light those afterburners up, and you give us 3 of your best laps. You'll be sweating spinal fluid. I'm going to be talking to Ingmar about the insane visual effects that are going on. Ingmar, you are the visual effects lead here at Rocksteady. That means anything that crumbles, anything that explodes, anything that lights up, that's coming out of your top drawer.
It's not only me, it's the whole team which produces these fantastic effects. And like you see in the Tumbler, we have lots going on. We have explosions going on, destruction going on, pillars breaking apart, controlled detonation, which are all fabulous, and you know, I really love them.
Because the whole Tumbler promise is about destruction and devastation. When you think about what the Tumbler is known for, it's about being just a complete wrecking ball.
Exactly. The Tumbler DLC was one of the first things that we said, okay, we're really going to focus on destruction. You have a helicopter in there that shoots rockets whilst you race. It has impacts. It puts away like pillars which are in the environment, gets completely destroyed. You have the debris falling. You have fire all the way from the impacts that again produces debris. We even put like grates that spew out really dynamic fire and color, which is all very lovely. As you race, it gives that dynamic feel. It's beautiful, you know, to look at.
Ed, you have shown your prowess and your skills on this track. Hand over to Ingmar, and then we'll get into the depths of the sort of considerations that go through your mind when you're creating an environment like this. The fact that it's set within a movie studio within Gotham City, but also the inspiration is drawn very much from films. What are your primary kind of creative considerations when you're building out a track like this?
So my primary inspiration for this was to take from the movies, but also push it in a way that it has as much concrete destruction as possible. The movie sets work really well to separate key areas so you can keep the action really concentrated across the map.
How does it feel though to put all that effort in and then just see people like Ingmar smashing it up with just blatant disregard for your work and your care and your love?
Well, this is exactly what makes it so brilliant. It's the best thing ever to see everyone just destroy it as much as humanly possible. I actually quite enjoy getting really bad times on these laps, just to destroy as much as humanly possible.
Just lay the pound down as you're going around the track. Nice.
Yeah. So you can play it twice.
Right.
Once for time, once for fun.
So there are 2 tracks in the upcoming Tumbler DLC pack, Ashes and Cataclysm. This one has been Ashes. Ed, Ingmar, that has been an awesome insight in what it takes to make a track like this, and that has been rumbling in the Tumbler whammy. That is about all we've got time for on this episode of Arkham Insider, but before we go, we're going to announce the winner of the recent photo mode competition that we posted on Twitter. We asked you guys to hit us with your best in-game photo mode photos, and the winner is going to receive
this awesome limited edition of Batman Arkham Knight. Not only does it contain the game, not only does it contain an awesome art book, you're going to get DC Comics Batman Arkham Knight Issue 0, and the awesome limited edition memorial statue.
The winner is Rif Khan, coming in with this sweet-ass Batman vs. Man-Bat aerial wrestle, tackle, takedown, showdown scenario.
And that really is all we've got time for. Thanks for watching Arkham Insider, and until next time, be the Batman. Welcome to another action-packed Arkham Insider.
This time around, the menu is massive as I sit down with Sefton Hill to talk about our character selection update and round-based AR challenges. Stay tuned because we're going to be giving away yet another limited edition. But first, we're going back to the swinging 60s in a classic Batmobile pack. Far out. Welcome to Arkham Insider. Today we are going back to a different time, a groovier time with the classic 1960s Batmobile pack. I'm joined here by our senior designer Mark Kevin. Welcome to the show. And environment artist Will Hurst. Will, let's kick this off. Will is going to be on the wheel. Mark and I are going to be talking about what's going on the screen. So Mark, this Batmobile is very different to the ones we've had before. Like in any other game, this would probably be the biggest, heaviest car you could drive. But compared to the Arkham Batmobile and the Tumbler and even the 1989 movie Batmobile, it's very different. How does it behave?
Compared to the Arkham Batmobile, it's really quite small. It's much lighter, it's got much higher suspension. Because of that, you can throw it into the corners much heavier, you can do bigger drifts. You can do the side thrusters to get further across the track than you'd normally be able to. You've got like a jump here, you can just boost right over that. You've got the high suspension, so you get the extra air time. Being a slightly longer shape, you do have to watch out on the rear end as you drift around these corners. But it's a fully different experience. It feels really great.
So Mark, tell us about the track. From a gameplay perspective, how do you try and capture the spirit of the classic 1960s vision of Batman?
Well, the 1960s Batman is a much more kind of fun and friendly place than the Arkham universe. So we've tried to go for a bit more of a tongue-in-cheek kind of look at the track. So you've got the camera cranes filming you as you go through this movie set. You've got the...
And the cameras track Batman's position,
Oh
right?
yeah, you know, you're filming live for this. This is, you know, performance is being monitored the whole time. We've got the barricades, you know, we've got nods to the classic TV show with the band members crossing the street. Of course, you've got to watch out for those. You can use the barricade switcher to kind of get them out of the way quickly and just miss them. You've also got the clocks that you can hit for the extra time bonuses.
So let's swap controllers.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what you've got, Mark. Will, why don't you tell us about what inspired the visual design of this track that you've produced here with Mark?
Well, we certainly watched as much of the classic Batmobile stuff as we could, and we just took a lot of inspiration from that. Very much we wanted to go away from the usual Arkham style, so we have the bright colours, like the daylight kind of thing, which makes it look really interesting and different and should surprise some people when they see that, because it's not something we've really done much of. And then also just throwing in a few Easter eggs from the series, and so if people like take the time to have a look, they should find some nice little nods towards certain aspects of those things.
Oh, and here's Mark coming up on a 3-star score there. That is lovely work. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Will, for your insight into Penguin's Dockyard. That's the name of the track that we've just been on. The other one in the classic 1960s Batmobile track is called Batcave Set, and I cannot wait to see you guys try and beat my score of 2 minutes 14.
Gaz, I got 201.
What?
157.
What the? Ah, that's enough on Arkham Insider. Also in this month's update, we've got new skins for Robin and Catwoman inspired by the 1960s vision of Batman, and a new Batmobile skin that gives the car a 1970s comic book colour scheme, perfect for drifting around corners. I'm here on the world's most comfortable couch with none other than our game director, Mr. Sefton Hill.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And Harry Finkel, one of our QA guys and legendary free flow combat man. Now Sefton, why don't you tell us a little bit about why I was able to get you onto the world's most comfortable couch today?
We wanted to show some of the cool new features coming in the challenge maps. We've really been listening to the community, been giving a lot of feedback on what they want to see, and implemented great new features like the ability to select your own character in any of the combat challenges. So Harry can show us going into the precinct challenge map. Normally plays with Robin, but he's going to pick Batgirl here. You can see the challenge select down the bottom there. And also we have a difficulty selection as well. So you can play on normal or high difficulty straight from the front end. High difficulty makes it much more challenging, no counter icons, bigger bonuses at the end of each round as well.
All right, well, let's see what Harry's got.
So one of the other really cool things you're going to notice here, and again, one of the big things that the community were looking for, is multiple round combat. So you'll see we're going to start off round one. It's quite an easy challenge, just a few enemies in there. And like we did in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, for this game, we've brought back the 4-round challenges. So you can get bonuses in each round. So much more similar to the previous games as well.
Ooh, that is a lovely takedown. That is the end of round one. Let's see how Harry's doing. 1 star already. How are you feeling about that start, Harry?
Pretty confident. Feeling pretty
Awesome
good.
stuff. So there's a nightmare difficulty bonus that Sefton was talking about.
Your perfect free flow bonus. So basically you get perfect free flow bonus again if you're playing on nightmare difficulty. So the great thing is playing as all these different characters. It really kind of multiplies out. So you have 8 different playable characters for every single challenge. And even all the existing challenges, it's not just the new ones, it's everyone you've already got. You'll be able to select from any of those different characters to play with, which is a really big multiplier for all the gameplay that you have there. In terms of reasons to play, for every time you beat one of these new characters, the number of stars you get also add to your Gotham's Greatest score as well. So you can play through and multiply out your Gotham's Greatest score. So for every single combat challenge, you can actually get 21 more points than you could have got before. We don't have individual leaderboards for every single character because it would have been an exponentially high number.
That would be a lot of leaderboards, right?
But we've made it worthwhile playing all of those by giving you these stars and rewards for playing through them.
So players are duking it out for an overall ranking as well.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, if you want to beat your friends, then you can go in and play these challenges with all the different characters and really max out your Gotham's Greatest score.
Well, we'd love to see people sharing individual scores on Twitter and on the forums as well, so you can see just who is the best with every single character.
Yeah, and you can see here as well, another thing you're going to see more of in the challenge maps, again, listening to the community, is taking the challenge maps inside into some of the interior environments. So this is the GCPD parking lot, and we have a lot of other interior environments that are going to be coming in the current weeks.
So how's it been sort of listening to the community and getting a feel for what it is that they're into?
It's really interesting actually, and very different for us because now we have that direct line of feedback, and you know, with people kind of directly tweeting me what they want to see, it really enables us to give people the game they want to play. If these are the kind of features you want, you know, within reason, there's lots of stuff that we can do. If you want a kind of say in the game you're playing, then just keep that feedback coming.
So you're moving production resource around depending on what the fans want and trying to give them as much of that as we can?
Yeah. Our character team are sort of up and building new characters. The design team are up and working on new levels and structures for these maps. Another thing is blue walls. People have been saying that they don't like the blue walls as much with the VR environments. So we've been really reducing those as well and working on that.
Even in existing challenge maps then?
Yeah, across the whole game, you're going to see they've been drastically reduced. They'll still be there if you go right up next to them, but as you move away, they disappear completely, and you get a great view of the city and the landscape around, and it's made a really big difference to the way it looks.
Oh, Harry, and that is the final hit in a run that gets you 40,850 points. Sefton, thank you so much for your precious time today. Harry, thank you for your epic thumbs. The score to beat on #BeatHarry is 40,850 points. Here at Rocksteady Studios, with one hand we giveth, and with the other hand we also giveth. We ran another Arkham Photo Mode competition on Twitter for you guys to win one of these awesome limited editions signed by some of the team at Rocksteady. Sticking with the 60s theme, the winner is Wender the White Fawn with this awesome big head mode, groovy Batman, Bat Signal combination. Remember, Halloween is only a few days away, so make sure you play the game on the spookiest night of the year. Turn the lights down and the volume up if you dare. But that really is all we've got time for now. We'll be back in November with more insight, more gameplay, and more Batman-related puns than you can shake a commemorative Ace the Bat-Hound dog bowl at. Until next time, be the Batman. We are back with another episode of Superhuman Proportions. Dax is going to be feline fine, checking out Catwoman's stealth-tastic story pack, while I look into the future at the 2016 movie Batsuit and Batmobile, coming up on Arkham Insider.
And once again, we are couchside, and we're going to be taking a good close look at the upcoming DLC, Catwoman's Revenge. I'm joined by Andy Stewart, the lead environment artist, Craig Owens, the senior scriptwriter, and we're going to be diving deep. Andy, why don't you drive, and Craig can give us the lowdown. What's the objective here, mate?
Right now, Catwoman is sneaking around a toy shop trying to grab key cards off guards. And she's doing that because this is set in the immediate aftermath of Arkham Knight.
Like the next day?
The next night.
The next night.
And Catwoman, after spending the entire game as Riddler's pawn, basically, is out for revenge. So she's found the location of Riddler's robot factory, where all those robots came from in the main game.
One down.
And she's going to rob him blind and destroy the place while he rots in a GCPD jail cell.
Sweet, because it's like a toy shop environment, isn't it? So that's like a front for the robot manufacturing factory out the back.
Yeah, down below.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's been a lot of fun to write. It's great to give her a story that is kind of motivated by her desire for revenge, and a story that I think just captures something about her character, that cat burglar nature.
That's 2.
I've got to say, Max Fanning and the whole animation team have done an awesome job with Catwoman's animations yet again. So Andy, an environment like this, it's not the rainy, gritty, smoky rooftops of Gotham. It's a very playful environment. I mean, that must have been a hell of a change for you and your team building out an environment like this.
It was nice to make something that's slightly different and a bit more colourful and a bit more vibrant, and something a bit different that, you know, Batman wouldn't necessarily fit in so well.
Right.
So it's very sort of built around Catwoman and the sort of suitability of Catwoman.
Yeah.
It's a bit sort of spookier, it's a bit grittier, and it's all about kind of her navigation abilities.
But it's sudden death. I mean, you have already been sprung, and this adds some serious tension to the environment, right?
It was all about trying to create a slightly creepy vibe. If you have a look around all the toys, a lot of them have got a slightly kind of creepy doll, sort of scary clown kind of feel to them. But again, we also want to play around with some of the playfulness, so it feels, you know, light and airy, but there's a slightly sinister undertone to it.
Nice.
And it sort of ties in quite well with the kind of front.
We're stealing these key cards, we're infiltrating this environment. Please tell me we can then clear house and take these guys down.
Yeah, after Catwoman gets the cards and hacks the security, she takes it upon herself to ensure that there's no one behind her as she breaks into the factory. So you take out all that frustration you worked up sneaking around out on the thugs afterwards.
All right. Well, Andy, if you grab the third and final card, we can then hack into that system, shut this place down, and then move on with the mission. Bam! There it is! Oh, sweet work.
Easy.
Guys, you have earned your saucer of milk today. Andy, Craig, thank you so much for your time. Let's not pussyfoot around. Catwoman, we out of here. That was Catwoman DLC, Catwoman's Revenge.
November is a mega month for Season Pass holders. In the next update, you'll get to play Robin's Arkham episode, Flip a Coin, which sees him picking up the pieces after his mentor's disappearance and taking on Two-Face. We're updating our Arkham episodes to add new challenge modes so you can test yourself in custom-built environments. We've also got 2 new skins for the Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile, so you can kit the car out with sweet decals inspired by Robin and Riddler.
Welcome back to the world's most comfortable couch. We have got something super exclusive and super awesome to show you right now. I am joined once again by Mark Kevin.
Hi guys.
Thanks, Mark, and also Pete Loveridge, our senior QA. Pete, let's kick this right off. We are going to show you the exclusive 2016 movie Batmobile right now on the track Proving Ground. Mark, how did it feel now that we're able to finally show that we've been working with the 2016 movie Batmobile? What was your reaction when you realised we were going to get the chance to work with this?
Oh, we went crazy. We were just so excited to see this car. We were all gathering around that one screen when we first got, told we were going to work on it. And, it's just such a privilege to get the opportunity to work on such a trusted property.
It was kind of a long time ago that we received the models for this, well before any of the artwork or trailers came out. So I think every fanboy in the studio went wild. Let's talk a little bit about the track then, Mark. What's the background to Proving Ground?
Well, we were thinking about where Bruce Wayne create these cars. He needs a secret base to build these, really.
And it needs to be big, right?
Oh, it needs to be huge. So we thought, where's somewhere where people wouldn't come, to stay out. So we thought, what better than a disused nuclear cooling tower?
Oh, wow.
So he's built this track here just to put the car through its paces. He's got Lucius monitoring every move he does. We've got a figure 8 track here. You can really drift the car. You can see if you can hold that around the entire length of the circuit. He's got, ramps and jumps, and the floor can move up and down and stuff, so it's adaptable space for him to just basically go for it with all his new gadgets.
So Pete, will you pass the control across to Mark and we can talk a little bit about how the 2016 Batmobile controls?
Well, it's got a really low profile, it's got the open wheelbase, it feels really, really good to drive. It's, as I say, it's low to the ground, so the drifting feels really solid. It's just, it's a real nice car to drive.
And Mark, what are you doing now?
I was just having an explore, seeing what's around.
You're hitting the loop! Pete, what's going on?
So it's dotted around the outside of the tracks. There's various different obstacles that are in there. So you've got little jumps, you've got a loop-to-loop, you've got some wall riding sections. It doesn't actually have any effect on the challenge. At this point, Mark has failed.
So he's totally failed it. Pete, so you can drive this around Gotham as well?
Yep, all of the DLC Batmobiles are available actually inside the game once you reach a certain point. When you get to that point in the game, you can drive them around the city, you can take part in certain race challenges and things like that. All of the Batmobiles are integrated.
So the Batmobile is awesome, but it is only half of the story with the 2016 movie pack. Here is the skin. This is one of the closest looks that anyone is going to get at the 2016 movie Batsuit before the film comes out next year. But not only that, we're going to use it in gameplay right now.
So Gaz, this is Divine Intervention, a new Invisible Predator map for the November Challenge Pack.
You designed this for Azrael, right? But thanks to the magic of multiple character selection, we can play it in the 2016 movie Batsuit.
Yeah, what better way to show it off?
So tell us a little bit about the setting, Mark.
So this is the Penguin cache from the main game. We've got the militia in here now, so they've taken over it. They've ramped up, you know, we've got all the different thug types, and we've made the challenge as hard as we can.
Awesome. Pete, let's see a Fear multi-takedown to wrap this up. Oh, there's the swing kick! We do not want to show any more spoilers, because we want to leave you wanting more here on Arkham Insider. That's it for another royal flush of a show, but when you've got to go, you've got to go. And I've got to go. Until next time, be the Batman. Back where it all began. This is the final milestone breakfast for the December DLC on Batman Arkham Knight. In this adrenaline-fueled episode, we're going to be giving you an exclusive look at the Season of Infamy, plus we're going to be lifting the lid on the 2008 movie Batsuit. It's all coming up in this episode of Arkham Insider.
It's been an incredible journey, lots of hard work, a great game, an amazing team, and a lot of breakfast. 22,000 pieces of bacon later, and we're done.
You wanted to see the Season of Infamy, and that is what we're going to show you right now. I'm joined by Johnny Armstrong, designer on the Shadow War section of Season of Infamy, plus James Catterson, environment artist. James, let's go and catch some ninjas. So you're calling up a brand new separate mission wheel by pressing R1. What was that inspired by?
Yeah, well, we wanted to keep all the DLC in a fashion where the player would be used to that, but keeping them separate as well, so you knew which was the new content.
Awesome. So we've got the Shadow War icon up in the right-hand corner there. James, let's select that, and let's get going. We've got another little surprise for you as well. That's right, it is the Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile, drivable as part of the December DLC drop, and isn't she a beaut? The last time we saw this car, it was crashing into Bane in one of the most iconic moments from Batman Arkham Asylum. It is great to have it back. Johnny, do you want to give us some background on the Shadow War?
The basis for the story is that two ninjas have been spotted fighting at the top of this location, and Batman has to go and investigate and see what's going on.
Awesome, well let's see if James can find this location where these ninjas have been fighting. Well, this looks like the crime scene. So we're going to jump ahead now because we don't want to spoil any of the detective action for you. Let's use the magic of TV to jump forward in time. So Johnny is in control now. We have found the location, and it is the Elliott Memorial Hospital. James, you designed a lot of the interiors here. Why don't you tell us what inspired you?
It's a classic grand old hospital that's been upgraded and retrofitted over the decades. So it gives this really kind of mismatched architectural style. We push this a lot further when you get into the lower levels of the basement area, so they've got quite creepy gothic hallways. We actually looked back to Arkham Asylum for those, so we've got these tall ceilings, lots of pipes running across, really creepy.
And Johnny's doing the long, slow walk of justice here, and the ninjas have noticed him. Johnny, let's see what you got! Johnny, tell us what it was like to work with Ra's al Ghul again.
I mean, to be able to work with such a strong and well-known brand character and be able to revisit these old enemies such as the ninjas and introduce new moves is just a real privilege.
Awesome, well we've seen a little taste of the Fury attack there, and here it comes again. So this is a new move that's been added in for this DLC. Oh, that's nice, there's the Enviro takedown. One guy left.
Ninja versus Batman, there's only one winner.
Oh, there is only one winner. And there it is, that is the sweet, sweet taste of victory against ninjas in the Shadow War portion of the Season of Infamy DLC here on Arkham Insider.
The League of Assassins are not the only threat that Batman is going to be taking on. We sat down with some of Rocksteady's biggest brainiums to get the full story on all of the supervillains who are going to be crash landing into Gotham City in this, the Season of Infamy.
Oh, frabjous day, Kalukale, the Batman's here. It's time to play.
It's been really good fun bringing Mad Hatter back for Season of Infamy. For me personally, he's one of those villains that really, really gets, up your nose. I really want to throttle him, and he's back to antagonise Batman.
Victor.
They took Nora because of you.
It was interesting to bring Mr. Freeze back. Like last time we saw it in Arkham City, we had like a big fight with him. We changed his kind of like suit from like a battle armor suit to more like the scientist kind of like side of it.
It was really good to bring Killer Croc back. Everyone was quite excited because he's different to some of the other villains that we've been working with. Croc has changed a lot since we first seen him in Arkham Asylum, and when we see him in Arkham Knight, his condition has obviously got worse. It's meant he's become stronger, faster, more animalistic. He's the real quintessential monstrous villain in the kind of Arkhamverse.
Do they live or die? Well, that's up to you.
Quite an unusual situation that we find ourselves in with Mad Hatter. Actually handed himself into GCPD under suspicious circumstances. So Batman's mission is to go back and interrogate him.
Don't make me put that to the test.
The story for Killer Croc is there's an airship that crash lands, and it gets set up that you have to go and investigate this area.
Like the first thing we kind of like bang our head on is just like, what can we do in the city itself for each different villain to kind of like make something fresh and new.
There's a whole new wing of GCPD, so we've built 3 new rooms. One of them is a new interview room where Mad Hatter will be located, waiting for you to come and interrogate him. There's a new wing full of cells where all the new villains from the Season of Infamy will be locked up, and an evidence cabinet where we'll pick up some trophies along the way. And lots of little secrets and details and backstory, all the kind of things that make the GCPD a colourful and interesting place. We've done that all over again in a whole new little area.
The airship in the Croc storyline aligns with the horror story we're trying to tell, because obviously it's that claustrophobic feeling, and you've got Batman in there trying to get to Croc. And I guess that kind of does parallel with the Arkham Asylum, in as much as it was a prison with that claustrophobic kind of feel.
To create that very big package for DLC, what it brings to us is just like we need to keep the quality as high as possible in parallel with what we've produced in the main game. Meaning like brand new environments, brand new characters, but like AAA quality.
The world's most comfortable couch has had to be reinforced. It is now the couch of steel, because we're welcoming 2 Rocksteady heavyweights to talk about the 2008 movie Batsuit. Game director Sefton Hill and lead character artist Albert the King. Sefton, this Batsuit was not in the original plan, was it? How is it that we're even looking at it today?
It was really from the community. Our great fans got onto us on Twitter and said, like, this is the Batsuit that I grew up with. This is the one from the films that really resonated with me, so we really want to see it in the game. We were really excited by what they wanted, so I called up DC and Warner Brothers and said, guys, like, I really think we need to do this. Can we work with the film guys and actually get this in the game? And thankfully, everyone was on board and said, yeah, we've got to do this for the fans. So kind of that's how it happened. So it really was fan power that made us do it, and we're really thankful that we did. It's really hard to appreciate how much work these guys put into the Batsuit. It can take 16, 18 weeks solid of work, working on every single rivet and bolt and piece of material. So it's not a small amount of work.
So once DC gave you the go-ahead, you then just strolled over and dropped the hammer on Albert and his team. Albert, for such an iconic Batsuit, this must have been severe pressure for you and your guys to deliver.
It was pressure, but it was also excitement. Like, there was something that had been cooking in our minds for a while.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the best Batsuits ever created, so we thought, let's have our take on it. And yeah, the challenge was to match the reference as much as possible. There are loads of pieces, lots of details, and everyone's seen this suit like a million times. So getting anything right, like the position of the belt, 2 centimeters up or down, or any of the details that are in the torso, if they were kind of moved around a bit, it would already look a bit fake. And that was not the idea. The idea was we wanted to look like the film.
Sweet. Well, I think when the history books are written of the games industry and Batman Arkham Knight in particular, Albert, you're going to be remembered for 3 things. Number 1, creating some seriously kick-ass characters for this game. Number 2, this line.
It was me.
And thirdly, this exceptional work on the 2008 movie Batsuit, created in record time. You must be incredibly proud of the work that you and your team have done.
Yeah, we're very proud to make the fans happy.
Awesome. And Sefton, for you,
It must be a very emotional time because it's not just the end of Batman Arkham Knight, it's sort of the end of Rocksteady's time with the Arkham trilogy. I mean, what's going on in your head at the moment?
I mean, it's been a very emotional and exciting journey for us. I've always said it's a tremendous privilege and honour to be kind of the custodians of the Batman universe, and to live this for nearly 10 years, to be thinking about the big guy and all the adventures and coming up with new and exciting things we can do in that world. For that huge period of time, it's been amazing, energising, emotional. It's been incredible, and I really hope that the fans are happy with the work that we've done, you know, that we've been able to let people become the Batman and really enjoy his world for such a long period of time.
So Sefton, are you saying categorically that this is the end of the road for Rocksteady and Batman?
Well...
Sefton, Albert, two juggernauts of the studio, thank you for your time today. That was the 2008 movie Batsuit, powered by the community. From you to us, and now back to you. So that is it for 2015, the year in which Batman Arkham Knight was launched, and we busted through 6 months of explosive DLC.
It has been a real blast bringing you all that extra content and extending the life of the game well beyond launch.
So when the December DLC drops down your chimney and you fire up the Season of Infamy...
In fact, any time you look at the skyline of your city at night...
When you encounter injustice, wherever you may find it, you better know what to do by now.
Be the Batman! 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 Be the Batman!
Be the Batman!